Well, here we are getting close to mid-September, and you're thinking, well, what should I be doing on my lawn? Well, that's a good thought, because sometimes the things that we think we should be doing in October really should be done in September. And number one, or actually two things that I can think of, one is weed killing. Movement in the plant starts to be down towards the root in September as the nights get cool, and we have had some cooler temperatures. I would see the problem now would be the lack of rain. So if you're not watering your weeds and your grass, it might be more problematic, because weeds die better when they're actively growing. But with that movement down, so when I spray that, it goes down towards the root rather than just killing the tops. So you say, well, why don't we do that instead of, we always say to put weed killer down in May. Why wouldn't we? Well, that's a good point, because we all know as retailers and manufacturers, you're tired of your lawn. And so everybody would go broke. So they recommend stuff that really better time to do it is actually in the fall. Also, grass, of course, you can grow anytime during the growing season, but you get the advantage here in the fall because we have those cool nights. But people think that October is like seeding month, and it is not. The time to seed is right now, because if you don't get your seed down in September, it doesn't get rooted. And if it doesn't get rooted, then the freeze and thaw can pop those out. So people are always like, yeah, planting so late or throwing it over the top. So really the best way to do it, the first practice that we will talk about is overseeding. Overseeding is when you take seed, and you usually, if you're doing the whole lawn, you'd have it in a spreader or something, and you do this. Feels good, doesn't it? And I highly recommend that, but it really doesn't work. You'll get actually less than 1% germination. I did not do that study. That was somebody else. But it just doesn't get in contact with the soil. So if you want to do overseeding, and if it's really thin, I would highly recommend getting a slice seeder or a slit seeder. You rent it, you actually put the seed in the bucket, and these knives go down and actually plant the seed. If you're just doing a small patch or something like that, pull up the seed, and then plant the grass seed. Again, I'm a retailer, so I'm probably using too much, I'm saying. And then you want to lightly rake it. So if I had if I was doing an area like that, I'd lightly rake it. I'd put a little fertilizer on it, triple 12, I might add. And then if I was doing a small area, what I would do is just tamp it down, because what I'm doing is I'm pressing the seed bed together so that seed comes in contact with the soil. Very important to keep it watered, light watering. You don't have to water it for 20 minutes. Light watering multiple times a day if we're going to have some hot temperatures, which I know we are. So there's certainly things to do. Just swallowed a bug, but I'll be okay. All right. So seed, I can't even think right now, but that's it. There you go. Have a question you'd like me to answer? Shoot me an email at askpat@wthr.com.